Hey guys, welcome to Pepcoding. In today's lecture, we are going to study the problem normal stack. Okay, so why this is called as normal stack? Firstly, I'm going to give you the brief introduction about the stack. I hope you have seen the video of introduction to stack. Still, I'm going to give a small introduction to this. Okay, so stack always follow what? Stack follows LIFO manner. What does this means? Last in and first out. What does this actually mean? You will know now. Okay, so you just always imagine this stack as a bucket. Okay, so now if I want to add something, let's say I'm going to add 10. Okay, so my 10 will be added at the bottom. Fine, because if I am filling something in my bucket, the first thing will get in the bottom. Okay, now let's say I'm going to add 20, so my 20 will be above 10. Now let's say I'm going to add 30, my 30 will be above 20. Now if I want to remove something of, or if I want to see my toppest element, what will I see? I will see the toppest element which has been added at the last. Okay, now if I want to remove something, which element I can remove? I can remove the element which has been added at the last. Okay, that's why we called it as LIFO, last in first out. Fine, so I hope you get this. Now I have removed 30. Now which is at the top? It's 20. So now if someone wants to remove something, then I have to remove only 20. I can't remove 10 first. Okay, I can remove the toppest element only. Okay, so I hope this is enough for the introduction. Let's read the question. You are required to complete the code of our custom stack class. They have provided custom stack class, so we have to complete this code. The class should mimic the behavior of stack and implement LIFO semantic. Okay, last in first out manner it should follow. Here's the list of functions that you have to suppose to complete. Push function, we have given that we have to complete this function. What is push? We have to add something in our stack. Okay, plus they have provided us some array, that means some list with some capacity. Okay, we haven't this stack is not dynamic or something, it has some limits. Okay, we can't add a lot of as many as elements we can. Okay, we have some limits, so we can add some elements. Okay, and they have also initialized the variable that is TOS. This means top of stack. I will tell you later what's going on here. Fine, you just let's read the question first. Okay, so now what's this saying? Should accept the new data if there's space available in the underlying array, or print stack overflow. If there's no capacity left, then I have to print, then we have to print stack overflow. And plus in pop function, what we have to do, we have to remove and return last data if available, or print stack on and if there's nothing present, then we have to print stack underflow and return -1. And in the top, we have to return the toppest element. If nothing is present, then we have to print stack underflow and return -1. Fine. Size, the size is that what we have to do, we have to return the number of elements available in the stack. And display, we have to print the elements in LIFO manner. Fine, so let's see what's going on. Let's say they have provided us some array. Okay, let's draw a straight line. Okay, so let's say they have provided us some array of size 5. Okay, wait, this is my array, and we have to make a stack using this array. 1 2 3 4 and 5. Let's say my size is 6. No, I want to go with 5. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, see, so this is my index is 0 1 2 3 and 4. And what is the capacity here? Capacity is 5. That's why we have made our array of length 5, because we don't want to add more than 5 elements. Okay, and what they have initialized first, the top of stack, that means TOS, initially it is -1. Okay, you just see what's going on. Fine, so what we have to do is, now if someone says what is the size of this array right now my sorry, size, no, what is the size of my stack? Okay, we just let's say we are imagining a stack. Okay, let's say our stack is made by this array, and we are just imagining this stack. Okay, so right now nothing is there in the stack, so what will be my size of the stack? Size of the stack, this TOS representing the top of the stack, the element which is at the top we have to get this. Okay, let's say first initially talk about add function. Okay, so there were you know 3 to 4 function. One was push means add. Okay, push, pop, top, size, and display. Fine. So now let's first talk about push is add only. Okay, so now let's say I want to add 10. Okay, I want to add 10. At 10, my TOS, that means top of stack, is at -1. So what I am going to do, I am going to increase my top of stack. I'm going to increase this with what? With 1. I will be going to increase this with 1, and I am going to add, let's say my array is ARR. I'm going to add my element in TOS, that is what? That is 10. I'm just going to add 10 at my TOS plus 1. I have updated my TOS plus 1. Fine. So now I'm going to add something in TOS plus 1. So now my TOS shifted to what? My TOS has been shifted to 0. Fine. Now I'm going to add something. So I have added here 10. Fine. So now what I'm going to do, now I have added 10, so my stack will be like this. Now you will get to know why we initialize TOS. Okay, so TOS is top of stack. That means right now what is top of stack? Top of stack is 10. So it is pointing to 10. Fine. So this is my top of stack. Fine. Now if I want to push something else, let's say I'm going to push 20. Same procedure I will be following. I will be incrementing my TOS to TOS plus 1. Now my TOS will be equal to what? My TOS will be equal to 1, and now I am going to add my 20 in TOS. Fine. I'm going to add my 20 here, and my stack will look like this. See, my stack will look like this. Now my top of stack pointing to what is 20. See, it's 20. Now what will be the size of my stack? If someone call the size function, what will be the size of my stack? What if I say my size is TOS plus 1? Top of stack is pointing the toppest element, but it's an array, and it's starts from 0 1 2 3 4. So size will be TOS plus 1. Right now TOS is 1, and 1 plus 1 will be equals to 2. So you can see here 2 are the elements are 2 are. So size function is not big deal. So now let's talk about pop function. What we will be doing in pop, let's add some elements to you know 2 more elements. Let's add 2 more elements. Same procedure will be there. Fine. So what we will be doing, let's add 30 and 40 also. So now my top of stack is pointing to what? Pointing to 40 right now, right? That means third index. Now someone calls the size. What I will be doing, I'll just say size is TOS plus 1, which is what? Which is 4 right now. 1 2 3 4. 3 is my TOS, and my size will be TOS plus 1. Okay. So now let's talk about top first. So what I have to return? I have to return just nothing. I just have to return array of TOS. See, right now 40 is at top, so I am just going to return my 40 because it's at the top. Fine. So we have done talking about this top. Now let's talk about pop. So what we will be doing? Firstly I'm going to save this. I'm going to store it at some variable, that let's say it's rem. Okay, I have stored my top of stack. Fine, I have stored my top of stack. Now after popping this 40, my top of stack is 30 right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to decrease my TOS. That's it. Nothing I have to do. If someone say what is the size right now, its size is 3. Okay, so 0 1, my top of stack is at 2, so 2 plus 1 will be equal to 3. Fine. So size is also done. Now after decreasing my TOS, what I am going to do, I am just going to return my rem when I stored this. Okay, so we have talked about push, pop, top, and also size. Let's talk about display. What I have to do, I just have to iterate from TOS to 0. See, if I want to print now, let's say I want to print my stack. So initially what I'll be doing, I have to print 30, and then 20, and then 10. Okay, so here what I have to do, if my stack is like this, so I have to print this 30, 20, 10. So how can I print this? Firstly I will print my TOS, then I'll just iterate in a for loop that starts from TOS and ends at 0. Okay, so this is what we have to do. So let's code this out, then you will be getting a better picture of this solution. Fine. So what I have to do in return inside, I just have to return what? I just have to return TOS plus 1. And I'm using self because it's a class and we have initialized some variable. Okay, push. So there was some condition. If my self dot tos is equal to what? Length of my array. Okay, length of my array, that means my stack is full. I can't add anything. Okay, I haven't talked about this, but let's talk about this. Okay, so let's say 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Now my top of stack is right now this, and my stack is looking like this: 30, 40, 50. Okay, but now I can't add anything. So if my TOS, right now my TOS is what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If my TOS is equal to, where it is, length of array minus 1. 5 is na, so minus 1. It's not this or something. Or we can say that if self dot TOS plus 1 equals to length, that means 4 plus 1 is 5 equals to length, then I have to print my stack is overflowing, and just I have to return. Fine. So let's do this. So I'll print what? I'm going to print stack overflow, and I just have to return from it. Fine. So this was about the push. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add something. If I want to add something, what I have to do? I have to add it where? Let's firstly let's update our toss. Self dot toss is equals to plus equals to 1. Fine. And I'm going to update it. It is self dot array, self dot toss equals to what? Equals to my data. That's it. Okay, we have updated our top of stack, and we have updated our array also. Now in top, we just have to do the same thing if nothing is present. So how I'm going to do this? If nothing is present, that means if my self dot tos equals to minus 1, when there was nothing present in my stack, so my TOS was pointing where? My TOS was pointing here, TOS minus 1. Okay, so as you know, what is the size of my stack? Okay, if I say size is TOS self dot TOS plus 1 na, so if it's equal to 0, that means I have to print what? I have to print, okay, sorry. I have to print what? I have to print my stack is underflowing. That means stack underflow. It's given in the question. Okay, stack underflow, and we have to return from here what? We have to return minus 1. Okay, so I am returning minus 1 from here. Fine. So plus if I just have to return what? I just have to return self dot array of self dot top of stack. We just have to return the top of stack here, so I'm returning here only. Okay, so we have done talking about top. Let's talk about pop. So here pop and top function are very similar. Why? Because we have to return the toppest value. Okay, here it is, self, not self here. Okay, so we have to return the toppest value only, but here in pop we have to remove this also. So what I'm initially I'm going to store this somewhere. I have stored it in, let's say, okay, at rem. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to decrease my top of stack, because now it will be pointing to the previous element. Okay, now from here I just have to return my remove value. Okay, so now let's talk about display. In this nothing we have to do. We are going just for I in range, and I just have to do what? I have to iterate from the backside. So we have to reverse. We have to do this in the reversed manner. Reversed range what? self.tos plus 1. Fine. And what I have to do, I just have to print myself dot array of I. Okay. And after this, I have to do what? And from and equals to this. Okay. Plus what we have to do also, sometimes it prints some floating value, so I'm going to be at safer side, I'm going to convert it into what? Integer. Fine. So now I have to do what? I have to print a new line after this also. So I have printed my array, and plus I have printed my new line. So let's try to run this code and see if there are no errors. There are some errors. What I have done, I have to end this with some space. So let's try to submit this. Yes, it's accepting. And let's try to submit this for all test cases. Yes, we are getting full marks. Plus guys, if you are having any doubt, please watch this video again. And if you like the video, please hit the like button. Plus please share and subscribe our channel. Thank you guys. We'll meet in the next video.